Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining this conversation regarding a program design for improving employee satisfaction in the workplace by use of transformational leadership. First, let's define transformational leadership. The first leadership expert to introduce this concept was George MacGregor Burns in 1978. He defined transformational leadership as a process where leaders and their followers raise one another to a higher level of morality and motivation. Since its introduction in 1978, other leadership experts have further defined this concept into four distinct elements. First is idealized influence, where leaders serve as role models and create an influential environment by acting with integrity and conviction so that others want to emulate these ideas and values. Inspirational motivation refers to a leader's ability to effectively communicate clear future visions, expectations, and goals. The third trait is referred to as intellectual stimulation, where a leader challenges ideas without criticism and promotes creativity and innovation. The last element is individualized consideration, which allows individuals to learn and grow based on personalized motivation by the leader. These are some reasons I chose this topic. I recently moved into a managerial role, and I strive to be a transformational leader, and to further my knowledge to be successful in this endeavor. Having documented proof of concept research of a theory helps to perpetuate the transformational leadership concepts throughout the leadership in an organization to increase employee satisfaction and productivity. In this slide, I will discuss the problem definition, research questions, objective, and scope. Employee dissatisfaction can originate from a variety of sources, such as job insecurity, lack of confidence in management's ability to execute on its vision, lack of true change agent qualities in the organization, feelings of being underpaid, among many others. Employee dissatisfaction can cost organizations more than money. In addition to the thousands of dollars lost on the disengaged employee, the permeation of negativity and complacency to otherwise productive workers can have an exponentially devastating outcome on an organization's culture. To further establish transformational leadership as an option for organizations in this situation, the following question needs to be researched and documented to show this theory is a successful one. What effect has the implementation of the transformational leadership philosophy had on the organizations with regard to employee satisfaction in the workplace? The scope of this research focuses specifically on new employee recruitment, current employee satisfaction, and current employee retention. This research paper represented an effort not only to determine the positive effects of transformational leadership, but also to determine how this positive change can be quantified. As a result of the literary review, we come back to the four consistent aspects of each transformational leader's motivated personality, being 1, leadership with charisma, 2, leadership by inspiration, 3, intellectual motivation, and 4, individualized attention. To achieve the goal of recruiting employees that will be engaged, satisfied, and productive, the management of an organization needs to offer more of what these employees desire in an environment. Today's incoming employees are either from a new generation, recently graduated, or relocating from an environment that does not currently satisfy them in some way. In either case, to achieve the goal of recruiting these employees, organizations need to offer today's employees what they're looking for, including career packages, comfortable company culture, career path, diversity of responsibilities, and work-life balance. For the intent of this research, the expectancy commitment theory will be used as a potential model to determine the behaviors of dissatisfied employees. The basis of the expectancy commitment theory is that individuals belong to an organization and contribute to its productivity with the expectation of some kind of reward. The expectancy commitment theory naturally results in three possible outcomes. Dissatisfied individuals leave the organization, satisfied individuals remain in the organization, and dissatisfied individuals remain in the organization. It is with the last group that was the focus of this particular research paper. As part of the research methodology, in an attempt to quantify the degree of change within an environment due to transformational leadership, number one, a baseline of the current organizational environment must be established. Then, at various points after the implementation of transformational leadership into the environment, a new baseline is taken and compared to the first. Any other identifiable variables notwithstanding, the changes should, in effect, be directly related to the changes in leadership. These baselines are calculated using a combination of online surveys and questionnaires as data gathering methods directed at the total population as well as specific groups. In conclusion, human nature has an inherent volatility when trying to determine static answers to a theory. The individuality of employee responses to the introduced transformational leadership methods will depend on affecting outside variables. The degree to which these outside influences should be evaluated and considered when determining the success levels of the introduction of transformational leadership into an organization should be carefully considered. In an effort to address these factors, the following aspects should be considered. The personality traits of a manager practicing transformational leadership philosophies will have an effect on the level of employee impact. The personality characteristics of a dissatisfied employee will have an effect on the saturation and therefore success of the practice of transformational leadership philosophies by management. And the decision to leave the employment of an organization may be influenced by factors outside the control of a transformational leader, such as uncertainty about alternative opportunities, financial costs, transaction costs, and psychological costs to the employee. Overall, organizations can benefit from implementing transformational leadership roles and methodologies into their environment. The methodology behind transformational leadership creates meaning, motivation, and inspiration for employees to once again become engaged in their position and in their organization. As a further research topic to benefit organizations, additional research can be completed to understand what personality traits are most effective when targeting the three issues of focus: recruitment, engagement, and retention. Thank you for joining.